100 million Americans have received at least one vaccine dose. In Germany so far only the vaccine centers are allowed to vaccinate people, and just so you have a number, I live in a city with 2 million people and we have one vaccination center where round about 1.200 people get vaccinated each day. Now we start with the rollouts in doctors' offices, but they will get roughly 1.4 million doses while all the vaccination centers, combined, get 2.4 million next week. I thought that maybe we are slow because of the infrastructure, but turns out, it's the vaccine doses. In April, Germany will receive 15 million vaccination doses. By March, the US had gotten 200 million in total. In April, Germany will receive 15 million vaccination doses. By March, the US had gotten 200 million in total. The problem is that we wanted a European vaccine procurement, and that just took forever for everyone to agree on, because there was no established procedure for this. It was a terrible mistake. And an obvious one. There are several Euro vaccines. The main one is even German. BioNTech is a German company, and founded by immigrants, by the way. They are the inventors. Pfizer is bringing in logistics and other support into the deal as far as I know. All the tribal stuff is making me nauseous. I wish we would just distribute the stuff globally as evenly as possible, mandated by the best way to curb the pandemic globally. And I don't care if the companies involved would earn a massive profit. Right, BioNTech was founded by Turkish immigrants, I think. I think we will start distributing once we plateau. I honestly don't like how they're giving our neighbors the Oz vaccine. It feels like, we don't want this. You can have it if you want under the guise of we can't use these yet. Well, the doses do have a limited lifespan. If they would turn bad otherwise, it's at least avoiding being wasteful with something that the rest of the world is clamoring for. The US could also fast-track the certification of the vaccine as they did with the others, but since that is not happening, why not give or sell the doses? I don't think it's morally problematic. Also, the US was the hardest hit in terms of infections and corona deaths, of all the industrialized nations, so it makes sense to put extra effort in getting the numbers down. I just wish we all did something more. Maybe use more of each nation's emergency powers to produce more and spread it across the globe quicker. I'm so tired of this situation. Every day that passes with the slow vaccination pace, we defer the economic recovery further. If the media reports on the EU price haggling are true, that means we are in this situation because we wanted to save minuscule amounts of money compared to the economic damage that the lockdown-ed economy is causing each day. This is exactly why people dislike the EU bureaucracy in the first place. I am a big proponent of having the EU and having Europe grow closer, but this makes me go up the walls. Also, our vaccination guidelines are May. I am in the second group, which has started being vaccinated weeks ago. But because they are still mainly using age as main factor, I'm nowhere near getting a vaccination appointment. Even though I fulfill not one, not two, but 3 criteria for being in the second group. If I catch this virus, I'm a dead man, essentially. But here I am, having healthy 70-year-olds get vaccinated before me. It's crazy. I have left my apartment only a handful of times since March last year, and there is no end in sight. I absolutely feel your frustration. Though I am rather young and know I am lucky to probably not die. If I should catch the virus, I feel like after a full year of the pandemic, politicians especially in Germany expect us to just suck it up and do whatever they demand. They are the ones who failed to build proper concepts for safe social distancing and for tracking the virus in the summer of 2020, and still they refuse to see all the damage this hard lockdown has caused. I am not saying we should just ease the restrictions and let more people die of the virus. I am saying we should be bold and creative in trying out new strategies so people can get a glimpse at normal life again. Even places like theaters, that are known to have very low infection rates, are being left bleeding on the ground while manufacturing plants can still work with 500 people in one room. Right now everyone I talk to is just mentally exhausted. We could do better. We could have a few months of life being 60% shitty instead of 90% and wait until the vaccines take effect. But when the cases go up, it's always sold as the people's fault, because we aren't trying hard enough. FFS. Interesting for sure. I can think of some factors that might explain the discrepancy in the number of vaccines acquired though. Number 1 being the US produces and paid for a lot of these vaccines. So I'm sure that has to do with it. On top of it, our population is considerably larger, so it's natural we'd receive more doses. Considering how bad the pandemic was here, we have to take that into consideration when deciding how many doses we need certainly. I'm hoping that with so many Americans vaccinated, that we will be able to help out our allies and get you guys all caught up as well rather quickly. Meanwhile in Germany, we produced our own vaccine but decided to sell it. And now we have to lock down again and have around 10 million vaccinated, while we let the vaccine spoil in some places because we couldn't find people that wanted to get a shot. Good job, America. Hope we can follow soon. For people who lack so much discipline, whose entire culture revolves around being independent and combative, I was extremely surprised to see fellow Americans quietly line up and follow all instructions at the vaccination site. Everyone was extremely polite and kind and respectful. And the vaccination site was extremely well organized and efficient. It actually restored my faith in Americans a wee bit. Even if we hear all the assholes constantly yelling about random crap, the regular folk are still out there just minding their own business. Thanks for watching till the end.